Hello, friends. Welcome to the Epic Alchemy podcast, episode 8. I'm your host, Jill Davenport. And today I want to talk about how to fail and not fall into a hole about it. So, I have a schedule now for work that I do every week for my visibility, for showing up. And I had planned, so I just went on a trip and I had planned to do the things ahead of time that I was going to do that week. And that didn't work out. I didn't end up doing them. And then I was like, I'm just going to do some work when I'm on my trip. But that was nearly impossible. And I realized that I should not plan for that. I should just not plan to work on trips. And if I do end up working on a trip, then that's bonus. But I did that. And usually when I plan on doing something and I fall behind, and then this week I was speaking at a summit. And that was today. It was really fun. The Playhouse, shout out to the Playhouse community. It's a community for entrepreneurs, and it's super fun. And they're having their 1 year anniversary this week. And I was one of the speakers at the summit. And so I, of course, was planning that and getting that off the ground and working until yesterday to do my slideshow for the talk today. And so I just had a really full week, and also like just going through the thoughts about like doing a talk and what I was going to do and everything like that. So anyway, what happened was I didn't do my podcast for last week, even though I have, a schedule and all that. And I did end up sending my email that I usually send, but it was about the summit. And so instead of falling in a hole, feeling bad and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind, because that has been a thought that I have been in the past, and that's what my clients go through. It's like when you fall behind, it's like, oh, I'm so far behind, and that thought only makes you feel more behind and makes you be more behind because you're struggling in that thought. I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind. That is not a thought. That's the thought that feels like trying to get out of a pool with a 50-pound suit that's made of sand that's absorbed all the water. So it's not a good thought to keep. So instead, what I did this time was I evaluated. And this trick, this tool can get you out of falling in a hole when you fail, because it's just data. There's no emotional attachment, there's no guilt, there's no shame. It's just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That didn't work. So if you evaluate it, two things happen. One, you can take the charge out of it. You can take the guilt, the shame, and the weight off of it. And two, you are actually paying attention to what did or didn't work so that you can improve. So you can make sure that it doesn't happen again, or if it does, then you can evaluate and go, okay, that's interesting. Why did it happen this time? So what I did was I said, okay, that's interesting. I do not do work when I'm on trips. I have before, but not very well. Like it's just not. And this one was I was driving a lot. It was just I was not physically able to do the things I had planned on doing. So that I didn't have the forethought for that, or the foresight for that. And now I do. And I'm like, okay, I'm going on another trip, and I have to think, what am I going to be able to do on that trip? And actually, it's better if I do the things that I can do before I leave, which you might think, yeah, that makes sense. And that's the rational thing to do. But if you're anything like me, and the way your brain works is to just like not do things ahead of time, to do things just right on time, then it takes a little bit of evaluation and going, okay, I need to move the deadline back for these things that I want to happen. So that happens by evaluating. And these are the three things that I like to ask that I've learned from some of my coaches, um, evaluating what worked, what didn't work, and what would you do differently. And you can literally evaluate everything. And I have to say, the more things you evaluate, the more insight you get, the better you get at things, and the less time it takes to get over something if you feel like it didn't go well. So if you had a meeting with someone that was like a work meeting, or if you have a like some kind of interaction with somebody that went well, it doesn't always have to be for failure. It can also be for things that are successful because you want to be able to figure out what worked, what was good about that, like how can I repeat that? And so you get kind of granular with those things, and then you can really start to see what works, what doesn't work, and what you do differently. And you can do them with, meetings with friends. You can do them with performances. You can do them with uh, anything, really, anything. I always do those after I get off calls with people, like especially for not so much like coffee chats, but actually I could do that. But getting off of calls with people, like with potential clients, I always evaluate afterwards to see what worked, what didn't work, and what I do different for me, because it's always like putting the power in your hands, like what you can do, what you want to do differently. Because if you put it off on other people, then that's kind of like not really giving you the power to change it. And so we want to change the things that we can change, or keep the things that we can keep, and let the rest be variables. So by evaluating, I did not feel bad at all that I didn't do the work that I had planned to do. And yeah, this is much better. This is a much better plan, okay? Because now I've been able to go through my week and do the things that I need to do. And now I'm recording the podcast that I like to have ready on Wednesdays, and I'm doing it without any drama. And I've spent my week working on other things and doing it without the drama. Because if we can let go of the drama of feeling bad and feel guilty and shame, like when things don't work out like we wanted them to, when we didn't show up like we wanted to, when we miss deadlines or miss things, then we can get back up a lot faster. So I wanted to share that with you. And another thing, so I did a talk today at the summit, and I was talking about sustainable visibility, and it was called Visibility with Ease, creating confidence and momentum. And it was really fun. I enjoyed it so much. I made a PowerPoint, or not a PowerPoint slides. It wasn't PowerPoint brand, but yeah, I had so much fun with those. And let me tell you, I've been a person who has been thinking, I don't need slides. I don't need to create slides, like thinking it's extra work and thinking, well, I don't need to do that. I can just talk and, I do what I want. And I had so much fun with these slides. I got the coolest slides. So, then I animated them. So I'm a slides girl now. And if you are also thinking you don't like slides, but also you're like, maybe have a tendency to look at your notes a lot when you do talks, especially new talks, let me introduce you to the world of cool slides, because there's a lot of cool slides out there. I used a template on Canva, and it was super fun. I was like, what? Because this summit was all about how to make your business fun, or fun again if your business was fun, or if it was never fun, how to fun it up. So I found these slides that I was like, yes, this is definitely fun. So anyway, and another thing that I was thinking that I didn't share on the summit was, because it's like if you fall off track, especially with visibility, or you show up and you do something embarrassing. Oh, you do something embarrassing, you make a fool out of yourself. And the tendency that I think we want that we have as humans, maybe other animals as well, is to hide and to stop showing up and to just like crawl into a hole. But I was thinking about it and I was thinking, you know what? Actually, the fastest way to clean that up and to get people to forget about how you made a fool of yourself or whatever is to keep showing up. Because when you don't keep showing up, then that moment that you feel like you failed or whatever, like you forgot your lines or you forgot, like, you got on stage or whatever it is, like you showed up and you just feel like, and also, I think we usually think things are worse for like as the subject. So, side note on that. But if you leave it at that, then that's what people are left with. But if you keep showing up, then they start to create a new impression of you. And you start to create a new impression of you too. I guess that's like getting back on the horse, but it's more in the way of impressions because the last impression is the most important impression. So they say like you never get another chance to make a first impression, but I want to say it's the last impression. So keep leaving impressions, even if you feel like I want to go hide in a hole. But the faster you recover and show up again, then the faster you're going to recover your relationship and you or your image or whatever it is. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like go against your instinct to hide in a hole when you when you don't show up. And what that could be for like not showing up for your email list or not showing up for your whatever that you were like, because a lot of times people will like fall off showing up and being visible and like on social media or whatever platform or whatever they do. And they have this inclination to be like, oh, what am I going to say? I've been here for so long and people are going to think this and that or whatever. But it's like, no, just show up. Just show up and act like nothing happened. Just go on like you're just we're here yesterday. So that's what I want to leave you with. And yeah, evaluate and take the charge and the drama out of what you're doing or what you're not doing. And the sooner you can let go of the guilt and the shame for not reaching your expectations and evaluating, the faster you can move forward and actually do what you want to do and get it done. All right, that's what I got for you today. Thanks for listening and watching. Okay, see you next time. Bye.